Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Sorry it's been a bit of a while since I've been on here. Been on holiday, fabulous holiday, come back with lots of inspiration. We're in Italy and over the months that come I'll be sharing things I've learned with you. But tonight, something very different. It's not been such a good day today. Yesterday was lovely, but today autumn's coming. So I've come in from work and I thought I need to cook something wholesome, quick, cheap and easy. This book, as you can see, is ancient for John and I. It's an American cookery book. John's mum, John found out about it, and when his mum was in America, many years ago, she brought it back for us. And then, since then, there's been previous versions, or newer versions, I should say. But this is the version we've got. It's actually by Marion Cunningham. But the lady who originally wrote this was Fannie. And it was actually first wrote in 1896. And then this lady brought the first edition, a revisited edition, brought it up to date and made it easier for people to understand the recipes, etc. in 1980. And I think this version that we've got here is probably about 95, something like that. Maybe even older than that. But anyway, so it describes it as a soup. So it says new chicken gumbo soup. This, in my version, the way I see it, it's not a soup. I would call it more like one-pan chicken stew, really. But it's interesting. And why is it interesting? Because we're using something that a lot of people actually hate, and that's okra. Now, my okra has come from Jordan. And often in those countries, you'll get it in tagines. We've had it in Lebanese food. The Lebanese do things like they use the whole okra and they do it as a side dish on its own with delicious sauces and everything. In the gumbo soup, it's used mainly as a thickener, but it is kind of a star because it does have a unique flavour. Now, people who've had this say, oh, it's slimy and sticky. Yes, it is sticky. It's sticking to me now. It's not slimy if it's fresh, but it is sticky once you cut into it and you're actually letting the stickiness out. I have been watching some American programs where they deep fry them whole and they don't complain about it being sticky there. I've never done it, never had it, but who's saying, that I won't try it sometime. But today we're using this as a thickener inside our chicken stew. Okay, it is, I love the unique flavour. So it's very simple. It's all going in my wok, so it is a one-pan dish, which is very useful for a lot of people. A lot of you keep asking me for one-pan suppers. First thing we're going to do is I've got my ingredients wrote down so I'm accurate for you guys. 130 grams of celery, which was actually 2 big sticks. Okay, so wok's going on. You can see the rice. I did this earlier. That's 2 cups for 220 grams of basmati, not cooked, so it's still a little bit al dente, shall we say, because it's going actually into the soup. So this is butter and there's a splash of olive oil going in there. This dish is a gorgeous dish if you've got crusty bread in. I haven't tonight, so I think I'm going to toast up some flatbreads just for the boys to have some bread with it. But it's a very wholesome dish. It's lovely, and it freezes well. The guys can take it to work in their lunch boxes if they've got a microwave at work. Right, okay, we just need to get that hot, and I'm going to put in the celery and the onion. Give that a couple of minutes just to cook off, just to soften up. Then we basically add all the other things except the chicken and the rice. So we're nearly there. I can hear it starting to sizzle. So that's my 2 sticks of celery going straight in there. Half a white onion, 125 grams. And I'm shoving 2 cloves of chopped garlic in there. Now you want everything not super fine, we're not talking chinois, we're talking just small pieces, okay? So not super fine. We're not going to cook it to mush. This is like a stew. But you don't want whacking great chunks of celery that are going to take forever to cook. Okay, next job, we're adding the rest of our ingredients. So this is 1 pack of okra, which is 175 grams, finely chopped. Just because I said it came in from Jordan, I didn't nip over to Jordan and get it. I have been to Jordan, fabulous country. But no, I got it from good old Waitrose, but you can get it at Tesco, Sainsbury's get it. You know, because we have more people of different cultures living in this country now, they're catering a lot better than 10 years ago. So it's not a big mystery vegetable anymore. Right, that's the okra in. Green pepper, 85 grams. That's a small one, or otherwise half a large one, but 85 grams is what mine measured. Stir that all around. Oh, smells amazing. I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit. And then last but not least for now is a 400 gram tin of chopped tomato with the juices. Also, I'm just going to pour some of my chicken stock into there to make sure I get all that lovely tomato out of there. And I'm using 2 chicken stock cubes because I have absolutely no stock left in my freezer. I'm going to have to do a big cooking and get caught up with getting some stocks made for the winter. Right, okay, so get that through it. And then I'm going to, so it's 2 chicken stock cubes. Of course, I always use the same brand, my Knorr chicken stock cubes. They're for me the only ones I've come across that I really like. And then it made it up to a pint, so the whole lot goes in now. Okay, stir that around. That is going to sit there and simmer for 30 minutes. I'll bring it to the boil actually first, so let's whack that heat up. Once it's boiling, I then put a lid on it and I let it simmer away, a good rolling simmer, not just too gentle, because what I'm doing is cooking the celery, the okra, bringing everything together before I add the rice and the chicken and a sprinkle of cayenne pepper. I'll just show you 1 chicken breast, guys, 1 large chicken breast. I've got it covered at the moment because it's in the, I don't want anything landing on it. Finely chopped into little tiny chunks because they literally go in here raw and cook in the, well, they say it's a soup. I call it a stew. In this country, it would definitely be a stew. But it's a nice change from the everyday wintry stew. I call this an autumn stew because it still reminds me of summer because we're using tomatoes and green peppers. And I've talked enough now, so I'm going to let that come up to heat, shove the lid on. 30 minutes later, I'll bring you back and show you the finishing stages. See you in 30 minutes. Right, everybody, that's had its 30 minutes, and as you can see, it's reduced a lot. It's already thick. Well, I've got to be honest with you. I was having a look at all our photographs and things. Oops. From Italy. Very nearly let it go too far. Right, cold rice. Don't put warm rice in. It's got to be cold, left stand. I'd left it stood above the hot pan so it kind of just dried out, which is lovely. Right, okay. You can kind of put less if you like more. I'm feeding some my hungry grandson, my hungry husband. But if you don't like so much rice, you don't have to put this quantity in. I'll just finish there and stir that in because we need to get the chicken in next. Oh, this smells so good. You will have noticed I haven't put any seasoning in this at all yet. And the reason being because we've got stock cubes in there, and I will always warn you guys about using stock cubes and then adding seasoning. So what I will do is I'll always taste the food, then decide if it needs any. It will get black pepper. I like a bit of pepper. Now I'll put in the chicken in. As I said, it's got to be, because it's only going to have 2 minutes. If you're at all worried that you haven't got enough fluid left, a bit like I have at this moment, I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of hot water so that everything cooks through perfectly. Make sure your chicken is stirred right through your stew. That looks lovely. And I'm just going to turn it up now, get a little bit of hot water in there. You could if you wished. There's no reason why you shouldn't add prawns as well to this. If I'd had any in, I may well have done that, because I've seen lots of places that do a chicken and prawn gumbo. Right, that needs 2 minutes now. It's very nearly there. The chicken is just about cooked. I'm just going to prepare some toast up for my grandson so he can have something to dip in his gumbo. Be back shortly. Okay, and the cayenne pepper, very last, just to give it a little bit of kick. That's it. Stir that through. Lovely. It smells amazing. I'm just going to check the flavour. Perfect. All it needs is a couple of twists of black pepper, nothing else. Stir that through. I think we're ready to serve. I'm just going to prep my bowls. So just take a little from the side and try it for me. Don't burn your mouth though. Just give it a little blow. Well caught.
You like it?
It's sublime.
You can come again.
Oh God.
Anyway folks, give this a try. It is a one-pot supper and it's really worth doing. It's something nice and different to give people as well. Click like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Oh, I must tell you, if you're interested, if you look on the link below, there is a link to my travel channel which will tell you about where we stayed in Arco. Very, very beautiful villa if any of you are contemplating having a trip to Italy. Okay, cheers, see you soon.